Welcome back to the Story of Liberty. This is your host, John Bona. I remember back in 1971 when I was graduating high school, a tyrant named Idi Amin, he overturned the government of Uganda while the current leadership was out of the country. He immediately dissolved Parliament. He suspended the Constitution. He outlawed all political activity. His ruthless army, they began raiding homes and arresting anyone that disagreed. All the Asians in the country were expelled. Americans were killed. People were shot on sight, and a reign of terror ensued. It's estimated that Idi Amin killed up to 500,000 innocent people. One of his friends was Gaddafi. They were friends with the Soviet Union and East Germany at the time. Amin was a monster, and he did everything in his power to persecute Christians. See, he converted from Roman Catholicism to be a Muslim. He took power of the government and control of the economy by going around the Constitution. It was in 1977 when the Anglican bishop preached to a large crowd there in Uganda, charging that God entrusts governments with authority, but authority has been misused in our country by force. The people in the audience became fearful because they knew there was the dreaded State Research Bureau in the crowd. And that following week, the soldiers arrested that Anglican preacher Luwum. They dragged him from his bed and they brought him to Idi Amin. He was tortured by Idi Amin. Well, they found him in a car wreck, dead a few days later, but the real story came out that he was tortured. He refused to sign a confession. Instead, he prayed for his tormentors, and this sent Idi Amin into a rage. He struck the archbishop, and he commanded the soldiers to repeatedly beat him, and finally Idi Amin drew his pistol and shot Luwum twice in the heart. But in the end, who really won? Luwum went to be with his Savior in heaven. Idi Amin is now burning in hell forever. See, when men are not restrained by the constitution of a government, they know what happens. Thomas Jefferson said it very clear. Bind the tyrants to the chains of the Constitution. Well, Idi Amin's career ended abruptly. After a reign of terror for a number of years, he had to flee Uganda. He had to go to Libya in exile, and where he died on August 16th of 2003, and such ended the 8-year reign of terror by Idi Amin.
But is it true that you said Hitler didn't kill enough Jews during the war?